Hello and happy birthday to all of my beautiful May Geminis out there. Welcome to your tarot card reading for May 2024. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jane, and in these readings we really go through a tarot card prediction and astrology prediction. I really try my hardest to link these two together to give you the most accurate predictions that you can possibly get here on YouTube. So we are going to go ahead and get right into this. If you are interested in a private reading, I've made some changes to my offering, and as of May 1st, those will be made available on my website for booking. So if you're interested, the links can be found in the description box and the pinned comment down below. So be sure to keep your eyes open for that. I'm very excited to be connecting with all of your energy this month. It's a very exciting month as we have Jupiter coming into Gemini at the end of May. We have Taurus season. We have Venus and Mars in rulership. We have really wonderful things happening in the sky that are going to help push us forward. So with that being said, you're welcome to check out your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're brand spanking new and you have no idea, just check out your sun sign. That's fine. And if you're kind of exploring, please check out all three of those signs to see which one resonates with you the most. Some readers will resonate with different placements. So if you resonate more with your sun or rising with me, then that would be who you would watch with me. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Thank you all again. You guys know I love and appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello Gemini, and welcome to your May 2024 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. Confessions. Okay, there might be some things that you're either needing to get off your chest. Maybe other people have things that they need to get off their chest as well. I think this might just be something really good for the soul, whether you have to, share with a person or just share with your higher self, just kind of let this stuff out, kind of get that, I don't know, is it like a poison? I don't know. Is it something that's kind of stewing and brewing within you that just feels like it really needs to be released? This is probably going to be a really good month for you to do that, especially as we have the sun coming in through the 12th house for you. There is an aspect of spiritual healing that takes place. So this might be just kind of finding a degree of freedom from either something that you've been really harboring, hanging on to, and it's just been festering and creating some sort of stagnation in your body, and therefore might be manifesting as some kind of stagnation in your life. And because the planets right now are so future focused and so dedicated toward bringing you into the new chapter, I think anything that's holding or anchoring you backwards really does need to be addressed. So it's not a time for avoidance. It's not a time to run away or be in denial. It's time to really confront those things. Okay. Now I'm going to use these like question cards just as kind of a point of contemplation for you. Oh, well, what can I burn? All right, well, there you go. This seems like a very elimination-based month for you, where you get to find a degree of freedom that you have been probably really needing. So I'm going to read this. It says, burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like a phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Well, my goodness, that is a powerful way to start the month. I mean, it's kind of cool actually, because at the very end of May, once the sun has already come into Gemini, so the sun comes into your sign on the 20th, but on the 25th, Jupiter comes into your sign. So this feels like preparation for Jupiter and your season in general. So I really would take this seriously, if I'm being honest with you. Like, this is a time to find the freedom, to find the wings, and to really just be prepared to let yourself fly. Now, I'm not suggesting that once Jupiter comes into your sign that all your problems are going to be solved or fixed, But I think there's a lot of opportunity that Jupiter can bring, and you definitely don't want to miss out on those opportunities. Okay, so especially if you're just anchored to your past, right? If that's the only reason that you're not embracing your future, that's not the best place to be. So we want to make sure that you're free, right? So that you're free for the sake of what's coming next. About adjustments, right? With the Justice card, adjustments in finding balance. Ooh, 3 major arcana right out of the gate. First of all, the Hermit reversed. I don't think this is a time, you don't have, your mind does not need to be so active right now. And I know it sounds like kind of a weird thing to say, especially to a Gemini, okay, but like for real, this is not a time to be thinking about things so much and being all in your head and being analytical and wanting to be perfect and wanting everything to be just so. I think this is a time to kind of embrace the chaos of the evolution a little bit. When I look at this Hermit reversed, I kind of feel it's like, it doesn't all have to be so high level. It doesn't all have to be so up in the clouds. It doesn't have to be so transcendental or existential. It can be very basic and mundane, and it can be you just really saying, I just need to do what's best for me right now in this kind of smaller transitionary period. I need to focus on today. I need to focus on the moment. I need to focus on what's right in front of me right now. And I don't want to worry so much about what's coming, next year and years down the line. I don't want to project that far out, because right now there are just things right in front of me that need to be addressed. And that's really all I can do, is really maximize this moment. And when I look at the Hierophant reverse, even with the Judgment card, I kind of feel like there's like a coming back to self for Gemini. Like you are returning back to this place of wholeness, this place of authenticity. One thing, and Jupiter for the past couple of years coming through the 11th and 12th house, I'm not going to lie, that's not really my favorite. Those aren't my favorite Jupiter placements, 11th and 12th houses. The Jupiter in the 11th and 12th can often really make you feel disconnected from a lot of things, because that's really the job of the 11th house. It's about detachment and pulling away and finding a uniqueness in all of this, but it's not the most grounded and it's not the most rooted. When Jupiter comes into your sign, all that Jupiter energy just comes right back to you. And so there's a lot more focus on you and who you want to be and your development and all of that kind of stuff. And it can help you to feel like you've got a little bit more of a grasp on you. So I am kind of sensing that there's like you're moving into a period of wholeness, of coming back to authenticity, coming back to a purity that feels right and feels good for you and may have felt a little out of reach over the past several years, especially also too with the Pluto thing that we've had going on. But this is a month of adjustments. There's no doubt about it. And this is a month of also, I'm going to use the word trade or exchange, where you are trading and exchanging one thing, one pattern, one mindset, whatever, for another. And that there's going to be kind of maybe a little bit of oscillation, maybe back and forth, maybe there is a little bit of an inner battle going on, but ultimately you are kind of just making that turnover, and it doesn't feel tumultuous to me. Like I'm not seeing things being crazy. I'm not seeing things being all out of whack. I think this is a manageable, doable, totally within your control kind of transition that you're making. And I think you're going to feel good about it, especially with the Hierophant coming out. Like you're doing things that you know are good for you, doing things that you know are ultimately going to be helpful. So, what can you burn? Confess, you get all this stuff out, you let it go, let it go, let it go. And in so doing, you're coming back to something that's more simple, more fundamental, and something upon which you can build. Because even though this might be reversed, this is still an incredibly stable energy, as is the Justice card. And I would say that the stability is really what you're going to need. You're going to need to be stable within yourself. You're going to need to have that strong rock of a foundation for what Jupiter is about to bring you this year. So keep in mind, like May is preparatory for Gemini, massive preparation. I mean, it is for all of us because we're all going through the Jupiter transition, but because you're involved, it's so much more about you. Okay, so, I mean, you're going to feel this one the most. And of course, Jupiter is benefic. And again, we're going to talk more and more about it next month because next month it's actually happened. So it's going to be stronger then. But just know that this is like the month before the year. The month before the year where Jupiter starts to open a lot of doors. Hopefully. Fool. See? 5 of Cups even. What can you burn? Confess. Get that poison out of you. Get that stuff that you have been harboring out of you. Set yourself free, set yourself free, set yourself free. The 5 of Cups, remorse, sorrow, grief, guilt, shame, fear, all those kinds of things, insecurity, they are not helpful. And one thing I really love about Venus coming into Taurus, her sign of rulership, and also Mars being in rulership in Aries, because we've got two very close planets in rulership. And the fact that that's the case, especially Venus in Taurus, it really is about what do you value most in this world? What do you value most about your life, your lifestyle? What do you value about just the way you want to spend your time? I guess that's lifestyle, but and the things that are not in alignment with those things, there is an open door here for you to walk away from that with the Fool card, clearly turning his back on the things that just simply are becoming problematic. The Fool is optimistic, and I actually love this for Gemini, really, because it feels also very curious. It feels elated, and it feels like you're kind of ready to tackle a whole new type or a whole new set of life lessons. It's not like the same old. Because we're always going to have lessons. We're always going to have new problems and new things. But I think what makes life so hard sometimes when we keep hitting up against the same things and we continually say, oh my gosh, am I really back here again? Am I really going through this again? Is this really continually coming up for me again? But I think Gemini is so ready for like the new stuff. Like, give me a problem I've never had before. Give me a new avenue for me to explore. Give me a new channel for me to kind of go through, because the old and that is just, it's getting daunting and it's getting to be too much. And I don't know, I feel like Gemini is just ready for a breath of fresh air, just to come up for some fresh air and to, I mean, I'm not going to say to live an entirely new life, because it may not be an entirely new life, but at least something that captures you, something that grabs you, something that kind of fuels that passion and fuels that kind of zest for life a little bit. I think Gemini is so ready for that. And it is going to require you to like leave some stuff behind, though, and to really cut ties truly deep in your heart, to cut these ties. And even with the 2 of Swords, like, there is an element of a crossroads here. There is an element of which pathway do you choose? Do you choose to go down the new pathway that is full of opportunity and full of abundance, or do you choose to continually go through it again? Now, I will say, okay, just full disclaimer, I'm not trying to oversell all of this, because you guys know I can use some pretty hyperbolic language when I do these readings. That Pluto is also retrograding this month on the 2nd. So right out of the gate, May beginning, Pluto retrogrades. Now, the Pluto retrograde this one is especially relevant because this is going to be the last time he retrogrades in Capricorn ever in your whole life. And it's not happening. He's not moving back into Capricorn until September. September, October, November. It's like a 2-month period of time where he dips back in just to that very last 29th degree. And then next year, he'll fully be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So we're not quite out of that Capricorn Pluto thing yet. But we've had enough of Pluto. We're going to have enough of Pluto in Aquarius to kind of feel like the new is overriding the old. This stuff may still come up for you. Okay, this is why I'm telling you all of this, is because this stuff that you're trying to burn and get rid of, it may still come back up later in the year. But when it does, you, based on the decisions that you make now, are going to be better prepared to deal with it. And you've probably had that happen a couple of times over the past couple of years. And each time it resurfaces, you throw up your hands and you say, oh my gosh, really? Am I really back here? Are we really having this conversation again? Really? But each time you get more and more distant from it, more and more detached from it. And later this year, when that stuff does come back up again, you'll be like, all right, this truly is final. This truly is the last time, and you'll be able to feel that in your bones. And it's because you kind of are getting that taste right now of what the future could behold, of what your abundance can look like and what your new life could actually be. It's becoming more tangible, it's becoming more real, and therefore you're becoming more attached to the potential outcome coming up for you as opposed to attached from the past. Okay, so you're kind of, that's also with the Justice card. The scales are adjusting as you get a little bit more comfortable in the new. Okay? So it is I think a meaningful month for you. I don't know that there's anything for me to suggest that you do, other than I really like the confessions and the what can I burn. I really like those kind of imageries. It's more about focusing on that, and then the future will kind of fill the void. Okay? Knight of Wands. King of Wands. Okay. And the Four of Wands. So I'm sensing this Knight of Wands is not you. It feels like someone else. It feels like an annoyance. Maybe it's not a person. It could also be a scenario or a situation that feels incessant and very bothersome. I think you're the King of Wands in this scenario. I think you're the one that kind of has that, because this really matches the Hierophant and the Justice for me in my eyes. They are all kind of wearing those red robes. You know, we have the autonomy, the self-vision, we have the passion and the creativity and the ambition of a King of Wands, but there's also a stability factor here. I don't think this is a month where Gemini has a lot of volatility, where it's really all over the place. I'm not really getting that kind of a vibe. It feels stable and it feels secure. You can tell that the transition is happening, but it also isn't completely rocking your boat. Like you feel like pretty much in control of stuff. But the Knight of Wands does feel like kind of a tornado energy, kind of coming in and trying to stir things up. And maybe there is a person in your life or a circumstance that just seems to continually be reactive or overreacting or something like that. And I do think Gemini, I don't see you necessarily engaging. I think they want you to engage, but I don't see you engaging. Again, 11th and 12th house, you've still got a lot of stuff going on in there. 11th house with all the Aries stuff. We have the 12th house, Venus, Sun, Uranus, Jupiter. We got Mercury coming in there too. It's just like, this is a time of detachment, like 100% time of detachment from a lot of different things, not just from the emotional. I think this is more more in the vibrational realm, where this is more physical, these two things together may actually be connected. If there are feelings of resentment, guilt, shame, fear, all that kind of stuff, it might be manifesting as an external individual or circumstance that's kind of impacting you and coming at you as a mirror for what's going on inside of you a little bit. So you may have a mirror thing happening. And you can just notice it. It's not, again, nothing for you to do about it. It's just, you just notice it and say, this is what I don't want in my life anymore. This is what I'm detaching from. This is what my future is not going to have. And to be secure in that, to be sure and firm in that, is a part of your commitment to what you are trying to make your life become. And I look at the Four of Wands reversed as a little bit of a destabilization. Now you are stable within you, and you're getting even more so, as I talked about the authenticity here with the Hierophant. But external circumstance, like I said it multiple times with the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction that happened in April, and in the months prior, I mentioned a lot. I said, this is not a time to be comfortable. It is a time specifically to get uncomfortable in your life, because it is the discomfort that is going to bring in the future stuff. And I've said that many, many, many times. And it feels like that's really Four of Wands reverse type of stuff, like the rug getting pulled out from under you a little bit, maybe an external circumstance changed your trajectory. Maybe you received some news and now plans have to change, whatever the case may be. But that is kind of the nature of how this needs to happen. But you're still you. So that it's through your soul that you find the groundedness, not necessarily through external factors. Because as far as I can tell, your surrounding environment, here's your surrounding environment. It just simply is not stable. So, and when I say that, it doesn't mean, you're going to be kicked out of your house or anything. That's not necessarily what I mean. But, when it comes to your endeavors, your career opportunities, your relationship life, like if you're looking at what is right now and using that as evidence to prove something, you're doing it backwards. Because what's happening around you right now is not evidence of anything other than what you used to harbor. But as you eliminate that, as you get rid of that, the external circumstances will eventually catch up and things are going to start to look different. But you're still getting this mirroring stuff that's happening because this is still somewhat present. And this, really the next year or so, you're going to have a lot of things that are going to change that. But it's good to have the awareness that it's happening, and good to have the awareness that, there's reflection so that you can identify and then eliminate accordingly. And you will find the freedom, because that's really what the Fool is all about. It's about an entirely new beginning and all of that. So it's an exciting transition. It's an exciting time. It may not feel like it when you're in the moment, but when you look back on this time, like 3 years from now, you're going to look back on spring of 2024 and you're going to say wow, what an amazing period of time that was. Look at how much evolved in such a short period of time. Okay? So let's pull out the clarifiers. So we're going to pull out a whole bunch of more cards. And the cards we're about to pull out, we will cover in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. Or if you're a member, just make sure you log in because it will be posted in the members area as always. And we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes or so about all these new cards. So if you want to join, it's like a whole second reading. And we usually get really a lot more in depth with everything. So let's take a look here with the Justice card. What does Gemini need to know with Justice? Emperor. 2 of coins, 3 of wands. Seven of coins. Queen of coins. 6 of wands. 6 of cups. Four of Swords. Ooh, another Knight of Wands reversed. So that's definitely coming out in the reversal. Quality of being lost there. Ooh, beautiful. Love the Tower in the very center of the reading. Absolutely love that. Queen of Cups. A Justice reverse with the King of Cups. Devil. Not surprised. Ooh, and a Fool. Three of Cups. Five of Swords. Another Hermit. Three of Coins. Five of Coins. And Chariot. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much, Gemini. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.